I'm adopted too, but I'm not Korean. No, my name is Laura Feld. I'm glad to be here. And when I am not up here on stage making people laugh, I am a social worker at a hospital. That's the first time that's ever happened. But no, I'm a social worker at a hospital, and that means that I learn all kinds of interesting details about people's lives every day that I go to work. For example, last Sunday, I got a referral to see a patient about medication assistance. So before I go to the room, I look at his chart, and I get to the part about substance abuse. Tobacco, yes. Drugs, IV, heroin. And number 3, wine with dinner. Really? So this guy is out in the street shooting himself full of heroin all day long, and then he's home promptly each evening at 6 for a lovely dinner of chicken cordon bleu and a nice dry glass of Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, I don't think so. Even if this guy is drinking wine, I don't think it's anything from like the Napa Valley. I think it's more like Mad Dog, Boone's Farm. You know, whatever he picked up at the latest ExxonMobil wine tasting. And I love how specific he is, as if to say, like, hey, I may be a junkie, but I'm not a drunk. Don't get it twisted. And plus, I think they misunderstood him down in triage. I don't think he said wine with dinner. Wine was dinner. It's liquid dinner. But I'm a professional, so I put all that to the side and I go to his room. And I tell him that since it's Sunday, everything's closed, he can stay with us till he gets his last evening dose of meds, and then he can come back at noon the next day when the free clinic opens. He said great, I said goodbye, and I thought that was the end of it. And then the doctor called. What do you mean I can't give this man his meds? It's a heart medication. He could die. We have to do something. I'm like, you know, Doc, anyone who can survive that much heroin is probably a fairly resilient creature. I think he'll be okay for a couple hours without his planets. But she was just going on and on and on and on. And she was just, you know, isn't there something else we can do? And I said, look, it's Sunday, everything's closed. The only other thing we could do would be to approve 1 pill each for him at our pharmacy, which opens at 7:30 in the morning. Now you're talking about a 4.5-hour lag time. I was being sarcastic. She thought this was the best plan ever. Oh, yes, we have to do this. We have to save his life. And it is at this point in the conversation that I literally start turning into Nancy Grace. Like, whoa, Doc. Are you telling me that this drug addict is going to go home and set his alarm? Oh, after he has his wine with dinner, of course. And be back here promptly at 7:30 on the dot. Oh no, better yet, he'll be a couple minutes early, waiting with his bottle of Aquafina, because God forbid this health nut drink anything less pure than filtered spring water. You know, Doc, you're concerned. Got it. Let me tell you something, Doc. If this man really wanted to get his meds, don't you think he'd find a way to pay for them? Last time I checked, heroin wasn't exactly cheap. And if you can commit unspeakable acts for heroin, why not Lipitor? Oh, and Doc, did you hear about him when he asked his nurse for like 5 or 10 Xanax? Oh, that's a normal request. Not. And did you hear about him chewing up his pain meds to get a buzz? Doc, this guy is playing you for a fiddle. You know, Doc, there used to be a little thing called survival of the fittest. And the hospital cared about your life more than you did, and that was just your problem. Where'd you even get your medical degree? The University of Phoenix? Oh, I'm sure you were in the top of your class. Doc, this guy is playing you for a fiddle. Wake up. Got a little carried away there. So that's why I love my job. Because I care about people. And also because being a social worker has taught me to deal with anything. And this is why I know that I'm going to be the next ultimate survivor. Oh, I know I'm going to win. I know it. People are so surprised when they hear that I want to go on this show. They're like, what? You're going to be out there with all the bugs and no electricity and you got to poop in the woods and stuff? Look, you say 40 days with no indoor plumbing. I say 6 weeks without a domestic violence consult. That's a vacation, friends. But I deserve to be on this program because I was actually turned down by the Peace Corps. Yeah, did you know you could get turned down for volunteer work? Yeah, apparently I'm not qualified to live in a mud hut for $100 a month. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to lie, it stung a little bit, the rejection. I mean, I thought I was a shoo-in being a social worker. Isn't that kind of who you're looking for? And the reason they gave was so petty. It was all due to one teensy, tiny, little bitty nervous breakdown. You know what? So what? So I lost my mind for a little while. It doesn't mean I can't do stuff. I mean, I don't remember anyone telling Britney Spears she had to quit singing 2 years ago. I mean, seriously, I was in the hospital for 6.5 days. That's not even a week, okay? That's less than a week. I got released, stayed with my parents for 5 weeks. My doctor cleared me to go back to work, and I've been there for the last 7 years ever since. That's not surviving. I don't know what is. But I do know that first phone call I'm going to make the morning after I win. Yes, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Peace Corps. Laura Feld here, remember me? Yeah, rejection of 07. I just seen you on the early show this morning. Oh, you did? Yeah, with my $1 million check? Yeah, guess who's not getting a big fat donation? But coming to the stage next, coming to the stage next, I want to welcome this man. I met him the first day I ever did stand-up comedy. He is so funny, and he is a wonderful guy. He's been in my corner since day one. Please welcome Jack Wilson.
I'm so happy that you're all out here tonight because I'm actually celebrating